It's 11:05 Sunday evening, May the 7th, at 58 degrees, 11:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We just got off work. Not bad for a Sunday. Not bad at all. Now it's time to go home. Thank God. Yeah, because tomorrow I won't be getting off at this time. It'll be a few hours later. So Sunday it's nice to come in a little bit earlier. Try to get it knocked out so you can get home at a decent time on Sunday. So that's what we're doing. Heading home. Not sure what's going to be on the agenda for supper or anything like that. I don't know. Just have to wait and see. Might be just something quick. I throw in the microwave or something. I don't know. Have no clue. And my signal might get kind of sketchy right down in this highway here, so just bear with me if you would. So we're getting ready to go into the abyss here. So I'm pretty sure it's going to go back and forth until we get straightened out. So stick around. We'll be right back right after this brief message.
TheJonesProject.com for all your cool t-shirt and hoodie accessories.
There we go. Welcome back. Hey, Mr. Ennis, how are you? He says, hey, Joe, how was your night? It wasn't too bad, man. It wasn't too bad. It was, it's a lot better now because it's over with. And we're going home, so that's a good thing. First night back at work. It wasn't too bad. I got held up a little bit on, I guess I was about an hour and 15, about an hour away from here, my destination. I was about an hour or so down the road, and I got held up in a construction area. We had the right lane blocked. Richard Smith, how you doing, man? They had the right lane blocked, so that kind of put everything to a standstill I was tied up in that for about probably about a good 30 minutes, just moving real slow. But we got through there, so I'd already be, close to halfway home by now if I didn't get caught up in that backup, that construction. So that's okay. We got through it, and it's just the way it goes sometimes. Could have been worse. Could have been where we sat still and didn't move for quite some time, but we were moving slowly. As long as you're moving, that's a good thing. But yeah, they were doing some work on the interstate out there, and something to do with the reflectors, like right here in the middle lane, how you see those little reflectors and stuff. They was doing something with that. And so yeah, it's all good, man. I'm just glad to be going home. Go home, get a shower, grab a little bite to eat, and get ready to go to bed. I'll try to stay up a little bit. I won't stay up too long. I'm trying to get back on the schedule, the work schedule. These crazy hours. You just never know. Just never know. So, slowly get back in. Tomorrow's going to be the real test. I can tell you that now. Yeah, when I come in tomorrow afternoon, and about 4 o'clock or whatever, come in here and head down there and come back, and man, that's going to be the real test, because when I get back early the next morning, I'm going to be really tired. Is that sandwich still with me? Mr. Ennis says, no sir, that sandwich is gone. That sandwich is gone. It was okay. It was a pretty good sandwich. It was all right if you like that kind of thing. It was like I said, it's just a little much for me. It's just just a little much. And I just wanted to try it, just to see how it was. Now I know, and now I know I won't get it again. So yeah, absolutely. There's some traffic behind me here. I don't know if you'll be able to see these headlights behind me or not. You can barely see me, but I got headlights right behind me, pretty close. I don't know. Kind of hard to tell. I can see it real good in my mirror, though. Oh well. As long as they're not blue lights, we're doing good. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to have when I get home. I don't know. It's going to be not nothing major, I can tell you that. Something nice and simple. And we get a few more miles down the road here, you'll start seeing a little bit of light, some coming into the next town over. Start seeing some lights from some car dealerships and restaurants, civilization. You'll start seeing that here in just a little bit. It's pretty dark right now. And once we get through that and get off the main drag, it'll get back to the darkness again until we get home. Excuse me, which is about, it's an hour drive from work to home. It's an hour ride. And that's why I'm glad I went ahead and filled up my fuel tank on the way to work earlier today, because I'm not crazy about doing that when I get off. I mean, I've done it plenty of times, don't get me wrong, but I just don't like having to, when it's time to go home, I want to go home. I don't have to stop, unless I just absolutely have to, But other than that, I just like to just be able to go straight home. Especially when you're trying to get back in the groove of the working thing here. And yeah, gotta get over one lane here. This lane runs out. Yeah, still a little bit of traffic out here. It's not too awful late just yet. It's getting there, but still a few people out and about, which is kind of odd on a Sunday. So, I don't know. Here comes this car beside me that was behind me a minute ago. It was riding my tail. There he come beside me. I mean, in front of me now. Beside me right there. Huh. Very bad connection. What the heck for? That makes no sense. Now it just says poor connection. Ain't it weird how when you see, I come to work the other way and I wasn't having this much trouble with my signal coming the other way, but now I'm leaving, going down this back the other way. It's just strange. Richard Smith says, Joe, I gotta go. Have a good night. Thank you, Mr. Smith, for hopping in and saying hello, man. I hope you have a good night, buddy. Get some rest. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I know it's getting late, man. People got to get to bed. It's Sunday. People got to get into work in the morning. I totally understand that. Thank you very much for stopping by. Not a problem. Oh yeah. Won't be too much longer. We'll be seeing some lights, signs of life, a little bit further down the road here. Won't be too bad. here we are, back again. That week went by really quick. It was really fun. It was nice. But it's time to get back in the groove of the work thing. Which it could be worse. Could be worse. Thank God it's not. Gotta get up early and feed your chickens. I would hope not. I would hope not, Mr. Ennis. I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, where are they coming from, man? It's crazy. What amazes me is they're not, if they belong to somebody, how come they don't have them in a coop or some kind of holding facility? Ain't no telling where them rascals came from. Ain't no telling. Golly. No telling. You'll see a couple of car dealerships, one on the left, one on the right. Actually, a couple on the right. This first one right here on the right is a Toyota dealership. I know you can't see it. The next one down is a Chevy dealership. Right there with all those lights on the right, that's a Chevrolet dealership. And as we get further down the road, you'll see, let's see, I think a Dodge dealership, if I'm not mistaken. Mr. Bruce, Joe Lynch, you put in your video to, wait a minute now. Hang on, you put in your video to Wolfgang? I don't understand, Mr. Bruce. I'm kind of confused. Oh, it's a yellow light. Let's stop. Win a Wolfgang? No. No, sir. I haven't done that. No, I didn't put nothing about winning a Wolfgang. I don't know where that's coming from. No. No, sir. No, that wouldn't be me. That might be Johnny Beam, but not me. My two Wolfgangs I have, I'm keeping those, man. I'm still paying for one of them. It won't be paid for until, October? Man, yeah, so, Lord of mercy. Whew. Yeah, man, that'd be be nice. I'm not ever that kind of person that wins anything. Even if I did enter something, which I haven't entered nothing in a long time, but the times I have entered stuff, I don't ever win nothing. I'm that guy that doesn't never win anything. Just don't have that kind of luck, I reckon. Listening to Blues Rock Radio on Pandora. I tell you what, Mr. Bruce, if you ever have time on Pandora or whatever, go on Pandora and type in The Joe Wentz Project, and it should come up. My music should be on there, I hope. It's supposed to be. Just go on Pandora on the search box or whatever, type in The Joe Wentz Project. Check out some of my tunes if you are interested in doing so. I will check now. Oh, okay, cool. You don't have to do it now. I'm just saying that you're, whenever you get a chance, you don't have to do that now. Yeah, I've got stuff on Pandora and all kind of stuff. All kind of stuff. Oh my goodness gracious, I'm so glad to be going home. My goodness. Tired. Oh, nice. They started me off with Sneaking, and it's damn good. Oh, thank you, Mr. Bruce. I appreciate you looking that up, man. Thank you very much. I couldn't remember what all was on there. It's been so long since I've checked. It's been quite a few years since I've checked. See what all was on there. Pretty wild. Yeah, man. That's an old song too. I'm surprised that's still on there, to tell you the truth. I gotta get over. Let's get over one lane here. We gotta turn right up here this light. Oh man. Mellow rock, instrumental, melodic. Oh, cool, man. I appreciate you listening. Where are you at, Mr. Bruce? What state do you live in? I might have asked you that before, and I honestly, if I've asked you, man, I cannot remember. I can't remember. I'm doing good to remember what I'd done yesterday, to tell you the truth. I cannot remember. Ohio. Okay, cool, man. So you are on the East Coast. Okay, yeah, Ohio. I was in Ohio one time, years and years ago. Let's see. I was in my first marriage, and my first wife, she was from West Virginia, and my ex-father-in-law and mother-in-law, I went with them. We took a road trip with them one time. They had some friends that lived in, was it Lodi, Ohio? Went up there. I don't know. There just wasn't nothing going on. I don't know. Some kind of friends of theirs from years ago. They're all passed away now. I am in bed, my laptop, and oh, that's no problem, man. No problem. No problem. Don't worry about going to no trouble, man, typing on your laptop. I know you settled in for the night, trying to get comfortable, all that stuff. It's time for bed. I understand that completely. Completely. But thank you for jumping on, man, for a few minutes and saying hello. I really appreciate that. I just thought I'd take a chance and stream live on the way home here for a few minutes. Not sure how good the signal would go. My Wi-Fi router is across the apartment. Oh, I know how that feels. My Wi-Fi router is across the other end of the house as well, and when I'm in my little music room trying to do something on Wi-Fi, it wants to act up too. So usually I'll just use T-Mobile's internet when I'm in my little music room, because it just, that Wi-Fi cuts in and out, and it's like, man, that's crazy, you know. But I guess I could get a stronger router, but I ain't worried about doing all that right now. It still works. That's just more money, you know. I just like, man, I just have to deal with it, you know. If I'm in the bedroom, it's fine, but once I go in that little room and shut the door, it kind of makes it pretty hard for that signal to get in there. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not so good, so I totally understand. Totally understand. My connection on this stream keeps saying poor connection, then it goes to regular, then it says poor, then it goes to regular, and it's like, my goodness. Pretty cool. I feel like I'm driving, Mr. Bruce says. Yeah, I guess it would kind of feel like that, wouldn't it?
Virtual reality with the Joe Woods Project.
Yeah. Don't worry, I won't do nothing to freak you out, because when you're looking at something like that, it does make you feel like you're driving. So that's the only way I can shoot this video, because if I have the camera towards me, you won't see anything, because it's just too dark. So I just put the camera towards the road, and you can see the headlights and kind of see where I'm going. Give you another perspective, I guess. I reckon, you know. Something different. And plus, this actually, really, it's pretty cool, because it's like a dash cam. So, you know, if something were to happen, God forbid, I'd have it on video. So, what state are you in at the moment? I am in South Carolina, Mr. Bruce. That's where I live. I live in South Carolina. Yes, sir. Kind of weird. Once you get out of that big truck and you get into your personal vehicle and start heading home, that's when I start getting tired. I spent the first 3 years of my life in North Carolina. Oh, okay, cool. I was born and raised in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then moved away from Charlotte in '95, and I've been in South Carolina ever since. And the reason I moved was for a job. It wasn't this job, it was the job before this one. And then I came over here I had such a thick country accent, my mom thought I had a speech impediment. Yeah, man. I know how that is. I pretty much got that cell reconnecting. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened, man. It just stopped working. Cherry Point, North Carolina. Okay, yeah. And my camera is flipped back around. My southern accent is mostly gone. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, man. And when you get into another state and all that, it will. Jaden James, what up, what up? Wow. Very bad connection. Poor connection. What is up with this connection? Man, it's a clear night. I don't understand why this connection is being so hard to deal with tonight. I apologize. Jaden James is in the house. I think Jaden James is in California. Oh, Jaden, man. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I think Jaden is originally from, and he moved to California. In California for what, 20-something years now, I believe. I do not understand this connection. Thank God it's dark. It keeps going from very bad connection to poor connection. I don't understand that at all. I'm sorry, y'all. I know the picture looks awful. I apologize. I wish there was something I could do about it. But it should straighten out here shortly. My goodness gracious. Wow. And it shows that I have a full signal on 4G, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, Jaden, I'm sorry. It's the chance you take when you stream live going down the road, man. There's some areas that are just not cooperative whatsoever. So hopefully it's okay now, I hope. I don't know. I've only tried this one other time going home, and I obviously I couldn't remember if it was good or bad. If I'd have known it'd been this bad, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have wasted nobody's time. Man. Lord of mercy. So my apologies. I hope we see a Sasquatch. I hope we don't. I don't want to see that. Golly. Dude, it's all good. Don't sweat the connection. Yeah, I appreciate it, Mr. Jaden, man. It's no apology necessary. This is fun, Bruce says. Wow, okay, cool. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Sometimes I just like doing this to help pass the time for the ride home, because it's like I said, it's an hour ride from work to home. So sometimes I do it. Every once in a while I would do it on Facebook, and Facebook was just real sketchy. I mean, sometimes it would kind of work, but for the most part it wouldn't. It was awful. So, I don't know. I don't know. So I said, well, I'll try YouTube tonight and just see how it works. You just never know. Facebook is a greedy app, Mr. Bruce says. Yeah, I noticed there's a lot of advertisements on Facebook? Memory drain. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah. There's a bunch of advertisements on Facebook. Can you imagine the money that Zuckerberg is making? God almighty. When he came up with that Facebook and what he's making now, holy crap. Something else, man. That boy ain't got to worry about nothing the rest of his life, that's for sure. Or his kids, or his... Sorry, guys. See, that's the second time it dropped. I apologize. Mr. Ennis says, hey, Joe, how's Mrs. Wentz? She's doing pretty good, man. She's doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. Let's see, Bruce says, month of May and calling for a freeze tonight. Really? Up there in Ohio? Well, that makes sense, man, because right now where I'm at, it is 47 degrees right now, and I'm in South Carolina. So, yeah, that makes sense. Isn't that something, man? Mother Nature can be real tricky sometimes. Let's see. Hey, Joe Wentz, is your heritage with... Man, these comments fade so quick. Is your heritage... What is your heritage with the name Wentz? Mr. Jaden, I've been told from my father that last name is from German descent, is what I've been told. Now, I will say this. I couldn't tell you how many times I've been asked growing up if I was a Mexican or part Indian or whatever else. I mean, I've heard that so many times. If I had $1 for every time I heard that, I wouldn't be driving a truck. But no, I'm just, yeah. Jaden says, I thought German or Australian. Yeah, it's German, actually. Yeah, that's what's crazy. It's like, man. I have family in Savannah, Georgia. When I go visit, I have to get us to meet up sometime. Oh, Savannah. I used to go to Savannah all the time for this job. I used to deliver down there. I don't go there no more, but yeah, man, we'll see if we can, if our schedules, and I'm not just saying this either. I'm not trying to be weird, but that's why I don't ever get to do anything, because this job, my schedule is so messed up. And the only reason I went anywhere last week was because I was on vacation. And it's really hard. That's why I'm not in a band. That's why I don't go and do anything, because I don't have time in the distant future anyway. Bruce says, yeah, man, you never know. It's just hard to explain. This job really takes a toll on you after a while. We will have to do a Johnny Bean convention one day and all meet up somewhere. That would be cool. I wish Johnny would I wish Johnny was closer, because he's in California, and there's no way I can go to there's no way I can really go anywhere. Number one, that costs money. Number two, I don't want to have to get on a plane if I don't have to. I mean, I've flown a number of times, but that would be awesome. Yeah, Bruce says that would be awesome. Yeah, it would be cool if I was able to do that. One of my dreams, I guess, which I know this is going to sound crazy, and I don't, I know nothing like that would ever happen, but it would be cool if, of course, I'm trying to grow this channel slowly, but surely I'm just going to, but I like to do a meetup sometime. You have somewhere to stay in California anytime. Oh, Jaden, thank you, man. That's very nice. I would love to do a meetup sometime, but I don't know where the hell to meet. Everybody's so spread out, and I don't want to put a burden on nobody and say, everybody come to South Carolina. That wouldn't be right. But I don't know. I don't know. It's just, thank God for stuff like this, for technology. You can, I've met some really nice people through this thing here, and became some really good friends with like y'all and some other people, and it's really cool, man. It's things are different in the world we live in today. It's just a different time. It's pretty wild. Technology can be used towards your advantage, in ways that I never thought would happen. 10, 12 years ago, this stuff wasn't even possible, not for average people. Now, people that, had a lot of money, they probably had something like that, but now it's available to pretty much anybody, if you have a smartphone and a decent signal, which I can't seem to have right now. Oh, Lord. Yeah, it would be cool, man, to meet some of the people. I think that's what Johnny says. He likes NAMM so much because he can actually see friends that he's made through his channel and all that, and that is cool. That's really cool. I think that's awesome to be able to see somebody face to face after you talk with them for a length of time through YouTube or Facebook or whatever, some guitar friends and stuff like that. I think that's cool. Yeah, there you go. Jaden says it was cool meeting Johnny at NAMM. Yeah, I can imagine, man. I bet that was cool. And that's what I like about Johnny, man. He just comes across as real down to earth, and that's one thing I really love about him, is that he's just a nice dude, man, He's just a nice guy, and it's that's hard to find. A lot of people put up a front and try to say they've done this, they've done that. I've met people like that in my life. It's been a long time ago, but people try to put up some kind of image, like, I'm like, dude, you ain't no damn body. You know what I'm saying? They try to come across like they are, and it's like, give me a break, man. Come on, damn. Who do you think you fooling? So, but Johnny's not like that at all. I don't, he's just a down to earth dude, and I like that about him and about Dave, and some other guys I've met, real cool. And because it's real easy for somebody to get on here and say that, anybody could do it, what I'm saying? Like a person could say they're this and that when they're not, and it's you have to take things with a grain of salt with social media, but I've actually talked to Johnny on one-on-one terms, like on the phone and all that stuff, quite a number of times, and he's a really down-to-earth guy. Mr. J.J. Collins, hi Joe and everyone. Thank you, Mr. Collins, for jumping on, man. We're heading to the house. You or Johnny, both. What you see is what you get. Thank you, Mr. Jaden. So much easier to just be honest, Mr. Bruce says. Yes, that's true, man. It's easy to embellish a story. I think we're all guilty of that from time to time in our life when you're telling somebody a story about something, like when somebody catches a fish, when they go fishing. Well, I caught this fish. It was this long, In reality, it wasn't that big of a fish, but everybody will over-embellish something from time to time. That's just human nature, but But to go to the extreme and just tell flat out lies is that's just not right. You know, I mean, and Johnny's not like that. You know, and Dave's not like that. You know, so yeah, we are of the flesh. So yeah, Mr. Bruce says, yeah. Oh yeah, man. It's like they say, don't judge a book by its cover. Well, you know what? Everybody does that. I'll be the first one to raise my hand and say, I've done that. I couldn't tell you how many times. Because that's just human nature, you know? Until you start to know the person, then you know. You know, and you're like, okay, you know. Some rollbacks here. What are they doing? They're going to go get some cars, I guess. Absolutely, Mr. Bruce. Let me get back over here. Yeah, and they say, and the bad thing is, you know, you hear people talk about, and I'm not being funny by saying this. I'm just Sasquatch. I hope was it? I hope not. People say, you know, we need to get rid of prejudice in America and all this. You know what? That's not going away. I'm not saying that I'm prejudiced. I'm not saying that anybody else is. That stuff's not going anywhere, man. That stuff ain't. It's just all in how you handle that stuff is what makes the difference. You know, you got good people and bad people in the world, man. You got stupid ass rednecks. You got stupid ass other ethnicities, and then you got good people. You know, that's just the way it is. That stuff ain't never going to change. It's been like that for years. It's going to stay that way. You know, it's just, there's too much crazy crap in the world. And you just, you know, when you're a kid, you have to go to school. If your parents can't afford to send you to private school, guess what? You're going to go to public school, or nowadays a lot of kids are getting homeschooled, which I think is great. You know, Mr. Collins is very true, unfortunately. Yeah, it's just, you know, when I went to, look, man, I'm going to be honest with you. When I was in elementary school, that went up to 6th grade, and then when I went to junior high, that was 7th through 9th, and I had to get bused across town. And I'm not going to tell you no lie, that first year in that new junior high school, it scared me to death. Because I was bused way across town, and it was in the hood, man. I'm not trying to be funny by saying that. I'm just being honest. It was in the hood. And, man, I got there, and I was around kids, you know, just a whole mixed bag of different ethnicity of kids. You know, that wasn't no big deal. But the thing about it, I was exposed to a whole new thing that I never been around. You know, kids were cussing. Fight, man, there were so many fights in that school, man, I couldn't tell you. There was fights, I mean, just all the time, man. And it was a rough part. That was rough. And I was only supposed to be there from 7th through 9th. Well, guess what? My 7th grade year, I didn't do worth a crap, and I failed. So instead of being in that school for 3 years, I was there for 4 years. And when I finally got done at my 9th grade year, I was getting out of that school, and I was going back over to my side of town where I grew up. And that's where the high school was, just right down the street from my parents' house. I was like, thank God. So that was a learning experience. You know, I mean, it was hard, man, but it taught me a lot of stuff, man. You know, it just, it was something else. I don't know how else to explain it. It was crazy. But that's just, you know, that's what I'm saying. When you're young like that, you're going to get exposed to certain things and out here in the real world that you can't always be protected from. It's just not going to happen. Sooner or later, you're going to get out here and mix up with people. Moved to New Jersey at the age of 3 and stayed in New Jersey until I went I gotta wait till I get stopped to read all that. I can't read that while I'm driving. Let's see here. I'm coming up to a stop sign. Let's see. I'm on a curvy road, man. I can't take that chance. I don't want to hit nothing. I don't want to run into no Sasquatch or nothing out here. All right, let's see. Let me touch the screen again. Mr. Bruce says he moved to New Jersey at the age of 3 and stayed until I went to the AF. So I know a thing about going to school with mixed races, and I'm glad I did. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep, same here, my friend. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that way, you know, it develops you as a person, as a young person, and you're not in a bubble. You know what I'm saying? Air Force, I got you. So it's kind of like, I played sports a lot when I was a kid, and you know, going to school like that and all that, playing, you know, in gym, playing basketball and all that stuff, you know, I was around all them kids, man, and I got along with everybody, you know. I wasn't one of those people that was starting trouble or nothing like that. But it's like, you know, when you played sports when you were younger, and there was always that one kid, and I'm not being mean, I'm just telling you what I remember seeing when I was growing up. You always saw that one kid that couldn't throw a ball, or they would throw it, but it just looked weird, like they weren't coordinated. And it's like, my God, it's because their parents probably didn't take the time with them to teach them how to throw a ball or catch, or I don't know. And also that told me they didn't really do nothing in the school they was at. They were kind of kept to themselves. Does that make sense? You know, they kind of didn't associate with the other kids because maybe they were embarrassed or whatever. I don't know. But thank God I didn't have that problem. I was coordinated to play sports and all that, you know, but I do remember seeing a couple of times, you know, I was like, my God. Kind of felt bad for the kid, you know. I was like, damn. You know, it's bad enough they're getting teased all the time. Now they're trying to come out here and play some sports, and that just ain't gonna work out, you know. But those kids ended up going and being doctors and lawyers, and they're the ones making all the money, you know. So me too, Joe. I was athletic. Oh yeah, I was when I was younger. Now I couldn't. I'm so out of shape now. It's pathetic. You know, it's just, you know, driving a truck for a living, man, since 1995. I had good friends that couldn't play sports. Yeah, man, all my friends, they were coordinated and they played sports and all that. It was just a couple of, you know, it was just a couple of kids, far and few between, that I really didn't know that well. I just would see them in school, and you could just watch them and tell that they struggled when it came to sports or any kind of recreational activity, you know. And I was like, man, kind of felt bad, you know. I mean, I didn't tease them or nothing. I wasn't that guy. You know, that's not right. But yeah, man. So, but yeah, man, if I tried playing something now, I ain't done that stuff in years. I remember when I went, God, this was a long time ago. This was what, probably 12 years ago? I don't know. Maybe 13 years ago, I went and played basketball with a guy I used to work with at a gymnasium. We played full court. And, man, I bet I couldn't hardly walk for 3 days after that. Man. So, yeah, I can't. And plus, you know, that was a long time ago. And now, since I had this back surgery a couple years ago, man, I'm telling you, that's really put a damper on my whole moving around situation, man. It's just crazy. But I don't know. I just do what I can do, I guess, man. Like I say, man, with this job, I don't have time to do anything except work. And yeah, oh, I know, man. Yeah. Mike is himself. Glad you enjoyed the Meat Mountain. That was my nickname in high school. Golly, man. Huh. Lord of mercy. Yeah, man. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Mike's upset. He's silly, man. I don't think I'll get that sandwich again. But it was pretty good for what it was, you know. We're almost home, guys. Believe it or not. Get up here to the stop sign and take a right. And we'll go, I don't know, 200-300 yards, take another right, and we'll be home. Was that a werewolf? I hope not. And Bruce is trying to freak me out here. Alright. I wouldn't be surprised if you did see one out here, though. Now we're out here in the darkness. I love Arby's pork belly sandwich. I haven't tried that. Man. Oh, Lordy. Here we are, folks. We are here at the homestead. It melts in your mouth, Bruce says. Making me hungry now, Mr. Bruce. Well, there we go. Charlie S. Oh, there's one of my cats in the road. Two of them, side by side. Look at there. Golly. All right, guys. We are home. Yep, y'all see the building and my trailer sitting there. We are here. And it's time to call it a night. We made it. And we'll flip the camera back over here. There we go. Hey, Mr. David. Thank you, man. Whew. We made it home. Thank y'all for Jim Gidry. He hops in right when I'm getting off here. What's up, Jimbo? Good night, Joe Wentz. Thank you, Mr. Bruce. Thank y'all for joining me on this ride home. It's been a long night. It's time to go inside, take a shower, grab a bite to eat, and go to bed. Have a good night, Joe, and everyone else. Thank you, Mr. Collins. Jimbo, when you called the other night, man, I was having dinner with my parents, man, on my birthday. I thank you for calling, man. I'm sorry I didn't get your call. I was eating dinner with my mom and dad. My wife and I were eating birthday dinner at Applebee's up there, so that's why I wasn't able to get your call. Jaden, thank you, man. Thank you, everybody, for jumping on. I gotta go to bed. I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Be safe. Until then, tune in tomorrow for another episode of Joe TV. In the meantime, check me out at thejoewentzproject.com. Peace out.